The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Good evening. Thank you so much for letting us into your home. This is the PL Show, and my name is Keminni, Amanor. Today we'll be talking to a phenomenal lady who's graced your screens, made you cry, made you laugh, and maybe felt something in between the two. Let's take a look. Yes, I will be talking to Roselyn Ngissah. Now that you know, she will tell us her story from where she began, where she is now, and where she hopes to be. The PL Show is brought to you by the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Charcoal, and Kel Kids. Kel, happy smile. My costume is Kind Kirsty Healy's boutique in Jawulu. Get to her for quality clothes. This is the PL Show, and I will be right back.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe. Yum.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa,
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome to the program, Roselyn.
Thank you very much.
How did acting begin for you?
How many minutes is this program?
As long as you want it to be.
Okay, let me start talking because it's going to take forever. Because I asked how many minutes. I would say one, it's a gift from God. And it took my mom to actually, identify the gift. In school, we used to have Christmas drama, classroom plays, and so she was always in charge and she always made sure I was part of it. And then I went on to the drama club in my primary school days, and then a debaters club, and on and on and on. I was always in every drama, group or play that was needed to be, done for maybe an event in school. It was more of school and then later church. For my mom, my parents, and my friends who know me, they are not surprised me being an actress now.
What is the backstory behind the star that we know right now?
Okay, so I grew up in Nigeria. Yes, Lagos to be precise. I actually schooled there. I went to a school called Ifakwa International School, and then to Providence Heights before I came back to Ghana to continue my senior secondary school into my secondary school. So growing up in Nigeria was fun. Well, I'm not from a rich family, and I'm not from a poor family. I would say average, and they were very strict about education. My mom is a teacher, still is a teacher. Yeah, so we're in the same school here, so you can imagine being in the same school with your mom who's a teacher. If you're going to play or if you want to misbehave, another teacher will tell your mom, Obano, misbehave you, because I trained as a webono. It's a mombono.
Really?
Oh, this was Cain. I mean, it was all about Cain. Yeah, now,
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
Cain, correct here. If my drink factory set, you understand? So it was Cain. And everybody who's around me is able to tell us, I'll cry with your teacher neighbor. Because I'm still like that, like my mom. Like and where's your homework? Even to date, my mom still asks, where die? And I do where die? Even on the phone. Yeah, because now you know where die.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, even to my dad, it would be a So, and then growing up, we had, Nigeria, we had a lot of games like Ampe. We had a way we call ours 10-10.
Right.
We call it 10-10, but when I got here it was Ampe, we like those times it was black and white TV. So
Yeah.
there was this man who bought a color television, and I don't know if you've done that before. Go and stand behind the window and then
And
we all watch.
So I'm just wondering, your parents originally lived in Nigeria.
Yes.
Any of them from Nigeria?
No.
No.
They're all Ghanaian.
So how did they end up in Nigeria?
I don't know. I'm sure
You never asked?
Yeah, bravo. I never asked. Because obviously, maybe they were looking for greener pastures, and that's what took them there. And at that point in time in Nigeria, what I learned was the Nigerian schools really loved Ghanaian teachers.
Right.
So for a very good school, top listed schools, you must find a Ghanaian who is a headmaster, a teacher, an English teacher, a maths teacher. Yes, so there were a lot of Ghanaians there.
You've told us a lot. Now I want our viewers to see what you have told us in pictures. This oak you see began as a seed. Let's take a look at it. The Seed to Oak segment is brought to you by Kale Kits, which comes in a strawberry flavor for your 2 to 6 year olds. It's FDA approved and you can rely on its quality. Grab any of it for your kids at home. Roselyn Ngissah is my guest here on the PL show. Was Sun City your first professional gig?
Yes, Sun City.
How did you get into that one? Because you were in school at the time.
Yes, I was in the School of Performing Arts, and George Quay. That's they used to call him Abuaji in Taxi Driver. So George Quay and then Ken Fiati. So the thing is, there's a tree at the School of Performing Arts, and we're just talking, and I expressed my interest in acting, and we're like, okay, so if you really want to pursue this, then you need to start now, because it's not an easy journey. So tomorrow there'll be an audition here, and if you're interested, why not? So the start-off point actually started with George Quay and Ken Fiati, and I'll forever ever appreciate them, because for me, I felt, okay, let me finish school, and then after school I'll get into the game real and then know how it's done. But apparently whatever they taught me under the tree was actually the way to go. So I went for the audition, and I had a role to be in a classroom. So the lecturer was teaching, and I was in the classroom. So that was my first scene, first role ever, just a student in the classroom.
Right. And when you got the role to just play a student in the classroom, how did you feel about that?
I was super excited, very excited, because, well, although I didn't say anything, I even saw myself on TV like a flash. And you can imagine me going home telling everybody, hey, I've acted in Sun City, you see it. And when the episode came, I'm like, everybody, you see it soon. And then the classroom came, and then you see me flashing it.
No way.
Just one. Oh, they saw me in the class. They saw me writing. But you see, the excitement was, I've been to the audition and I passed. Because some others didn't even have the opportunity to be in the classroom.
Yeah,
So,
and it was the big thing at the time.
Yes, it was a plus for me. For me, I cherished it, and I still cherish it till now, because it was an eye opener for me. Although I was in School of Performing Arts learning, but the practical thing is, I saw everything there, how the cameras are being set, light. In as much as I was an extra, I was also learning technically how it's been done. So moving on, I was called again by Brazzy, the producer and the director, to come and act. He gave me, I think, another 3 or 4 scenes in addition. So it started out from there, and then I had another movie role, the movie titled Sicily.
So when was the first big break?
Big break was Foreplay.
Okay.
Up until then, I had movies like Kiss Me If You Can, which also, lifted the bar to a point. Yes. And then Princess Tyra, that had Yvonne as a lead. Yes. So with Princess Tyra, I think I started gaining, recognition, but not as much as what Foreplay did. And after Foreplay, that was it for me.
What is the life of an actor like, really?
Okay, let's speak for myself. So, yes, because for me, when I wake up, I say my prayers. That's like the first thing I do. And then, of course, we have schedules. So you want to know what's for Monday, what's for Tuesday. Like today, for instance, I knew I had to be at 10:30, and at 1 o'clock I need to be at another station. And it's kind of stressful because after your show, I'm going to change again for another person's show because I don't want to look the same in all the shows. Apart from that, acting itself, being on set is another, whole drama. Let me put it that way, because apart from characterization, me trying to be someone that I'm not. I mean, as an actress, I take my characterization very, very, very seriously because that's what makes people love or understand what they're watching. So if I'm supposed to act as you here, I need to understudy how a presenter does what he or she does, and then so characterization is another thing entirely.
So how do you switch between roles?
First, you need to read the story. So when you understand the story and then you know the role you're playing, then you get to know this is not Roselyn. You understand? So if, let's say there's a script and I'm supposed to, Roselyn is supposed to act as a mad woman, obviously I'm not mad. So then I need to understudy and know what it's like to get mad, how it starts.
So for a role like that, how long would it typically take you to get into that role?
For me, I can switch anytime because I keep learning. So for an actor, it's not just, about getting the script, reading, and after shooting the movie, that's it for because you'll be called to shoot and shoot again, and then it won't be the same character. So most artists I've worked with, they keep learning. We read, we want to make sure, we broaden our scope, and sometimes we can be on set, and the last time I was on set with Lydia Forcing, and there was this particular, sentence, and we're like, okay, does it make sense? And then, she's done English, so she's very good at English. And then she was like, okay, let's do it this way. Okay, so does it happen like this in a hospital? Are we sure this is how, Then maybe if we're confused, we could call a doctor or a lawyer. Okay, what do you think? Must we say this? So as long as I'm going to act as everyone in this world, I'm not sure if I don't learn, I'll be able to portray the character well. So my ability to switch is me. Yeah, I think that's my gift, and that's what makes me Roselyn.
Do you think that it makes your work difficult because there are some of the things that you talk about, for instance, some of the changes that you think should come with the script? I am thinking, okay, maybe the writer should have done that research, or maybe the producer should have caught it, or somebody somewhere should have caught it.
So usually before we go on set, we do have a script conference.
Okay.
Every writer has a theme and has a message he or she wants to put across. You get it? I might not be comfortable with the theme. You might be comfortable with the theme.
Yeah.
So if I'm not comfortable with the message, I probably might not do it. Yes. If maybe it's against, what I would not want to do is maybe something that's really, really against my Christian belief. Anything that probably is rubbish in Jesus or God, I might not want to do it. But yes, I might not, doesn't mean I won't. Yeah. But then every writer has a theme, and there's a way they express themselves through writing.
Yeah. So
when we get the story and we read, during the script conference, we are able to say, okay, so director, how about this? If the story were to be like this, if Roselyn were to, so there's a way we contribute to make it right. But if the script is right, it's right. You understand? And sometimes we call the writer, mostly sometimes the writers are even there with us. And then, he or she will explain why, he wrote it this way or wrote it that way.
Yeah.
And if it will make sense, why not?
We'll be back with more about Roselyn, but right now let's take a look at a typical day in Roselyn's life in 360.
Roselyn was born to both parents in Ghana, but grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, where she had her basic education before relocating to Ghana. The bubbly actress is gifted with diverse movie role interpretation, making her one of the popular names in the Ghanaian movie industry. She has featured in several movies, both in Ghana and Nigeria.
There you have it. That is Roselyn Ngissah. But the best part of it is she's here with us in the studio. We're talking about her life as an actor, and she's been sharing some nuggets of wisdom with us. 360 is brought to you by Kel 360, which gives you a fresh breath. It also gives you anti-cavity protection, gum protection, and brighter teeth. It's FDA approved, and you can rely on its quality. So, Roselyn, tell us about some of your favorite roles that you have played.
Foreplay. Yes, because it was actually a role that a lot of plus size lady could identify themselves with, and me being the plus size, playing the role of a plus size who actually doesn't have confidence in herself. I found it very interesting because I felt I was being used as a platform or a tool to speak to other women about confidence. And then somewhere in Africa, where I played a soldier, even to me, it was so funny when I was asked to play a soldier. And then when I'm like Frank Raja, he directed the movie. I'm like, Frank, how can I play a soldier? He said, no, I'll let you play a soldier. And that's Frank for you. He likes giving you roles that are very, very challenging.
Was it physically tasking?
Very. I mean, it was a soldier. I needed to run. I needed to jump from, vehicles. Yeah, holding of guns. And a woman controlling, a whole team, like.
Did you have to train holding guns and all the jumping?
No, we actually taught how to use the gun.
Right.
Yes, how to aim. We had, I think the soldiers, because we're very close to Michelle Camp, they actually gave us the uniforms and guns. So they actually trained us how to use the gun.
Right now, I want us to talk about who Roselyn is outside of the descriptor.
I have one more movie to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after this one. The character.
Yes.
Which one is it?
And that was recently. God is African.
Oh, absolutely.
I have acted movies. I've been to premieres. This is not the first.
Nothing like this.
But this is the first, I would say, Christian movie that I've actually played lead, and the first movie ever that I've been to at a premiere whilst people were watching. I don't know if it's anointing. I don't know how it was, but people were actually falling. We needed ushers. People were screaming. People were crying. People were speaking in tongues in the cinema while I was watching.
And how did that make you feel?
No, at a point I was a bit lost because I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah.
Because I felt it was a movie. All they spoke about faith. We all watch movies, but what actually happened,
you can't explain.
Yes, I can't explain. Some said they can't continue because the story was actually, they were actually reflecting, and they could so much identify themselves with the story, with the storyline, and not even what was happening, because the problem wasn't even some of their problems, but they were going through similar problems, and the crying was just too much for me.
Well, obviously, it also means that the actors delivered to the optimal level.
Exactly.
But how easy was it for you to interpret the role that you had?
This particular one was a bit tough because the lines were just bulky, very, very bulky, and you had to deliver it with a particular mood.
Yeah.
How the director wanted it. 1 minute you're up and next minute you're down. And in the same scene, it wasn't too easy, but in the end, we're able to make it happen. So that, I would say, is a character so far in my career, I would say maybe really, really, really made an impact. I'm sure other characters made impact, but with what I saw at the premiere, and then me coming out and people telling me their problems, and I felt like, okay, should I pray for them or what do I do? Should I advise?
People forgot it was just a character.
Yeah, so I kept hugging each and everyone who kept crying. And this particular lady, I'm like, Madam, I also have issues. If I tell you my problems.
That's so funny.
So, but we are all praying and hoping, we solve it. So that movie, yes, God is African. was
I
something
can't
else.
wait to see it myself.
Yeah.
I know you've done some cooking shows as well. Talk to us
Yes.
about Butter Battle.
Yes, Butter Battle. It was actually a show for charity, and we're to learn how to bake, and every week we're given a task, maybe to bake a cake, pizza, pie, whatever it is, anything that's got to do with confectionaries.
Yeah.
And then
And you also won.
yes.
Where did the baking skills come from?
Well, we went through training, and cooking is my hobby. It's one of my hobbies. So with this, when I realized the price tag was 10,000 cedis and it was for charity, I was all out. So one thing they didn't know is when we go for the training, the first one was pizza. So when they taught us how to make pizza, they trained us. Then after that training that they all knew, say we've come for our training, I then go to another place, I'm at pizza that means there on my own to go and learn their skills too as well. So on the D-Day, I come like we've all learned from one place, but I've also gone to learn at another place because it's competition. You need to do what to make you win. Yes. So with the cakes, yes, our teachers taught us how to go about it. But afterwards, I went to Pink Panda. I'm like, Pink, you need to teach me. I want more ideas.
Yeah.
So that was what happened. So with the pizza, I won that task.
Yeah.
And I think with the cupcakes, I won best decor. James Garner's cupcake was like stone. Like a tuboa.
And yours was like what?
No, like my decor won, but I think I've forgotten who won the cupcake. And then we had meat pies, and yeah, so with the task, I think I won 2 or 3. But the D-Day was for us to decorate a cake within a particular time frame. Yes. And it has to come out well. So in the end, the cakes were placed on the table without the judges knowing who did this or who did that. So the judges were asked to, place the cakes according to what actually came out well. So I saw my cake being shifted to the front, and then another cake to then I realized that still nobody has crossed
To the
first
front.
cake, so it's still there. And then finally I realized that, okay,
You knew you were getting it. But that's not the only award that you have won. Tell us about your awards.
I think my first award was Ghana Movie Awards for the movie Foreplay,
Okay.
where the 4 of us were given 1 car. I don't know if you remember that story. Yeah, and then I've had award from Golden Movie Awards, Women's Choice Awards.
How many of them in total?
I need to, if I knew awards would have come up, I probably would have
To
counted
decorate
them
this place,
or brought them, but it's more than 10.
When we talk about cooking too, it's not just Butter Battle that you put your cooking to work, but you have turned it also into a business. And if you can see right now on our centerpiece, we have 2 containers of what we call here in Ghana shito. Tell us about how this business began.
So this is Roselyn's Gai Shito. Roselyn's Gai Shito. So during the COVID moment, I'm like, okay, no shows, no movies to act, what am I going to be doing?
Yeah.
So we're on lockdown 2 weeks. I started spending my money, kakra. Then our president came again, added 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I realized that, okay, we're not going on set, our cinemas are closed. And with movie making, we can't wear nose mask to shoot. So we needed to make sure COVID was,
Completely
yes, before we
what
could
it is
start.
now.
Yes. So if you're going on set, you're going, at a risk. And then I'm like, okay, so what happens? How do I feed? How do I continue? Do I need to start spending my savings? And what happens? So then during the COVID moment itself, I realized that what actually was moving was transportation, food. Send one and friend essentials.
Essentials.
Yes, that was the word then. So I decided to make shito. I'm like, okay, let's start with shito and see I'm sure people will buy it. I started with like 15 to 20 bottles, and I was asked to, go through the FDA process, of which I did. And then finally I realized people were, getting interested. Yes. I had to give free samples. I have to force you to taste shito because it's not everybody that likes shito. So I had to force some people to taste it. If you don't like it, don't pay. So I leave the shito and go. And next minute they send me momo. So on and on and on and on. I realized that was a business I could actually grow and then push with my brand. So then I started. Now I'm making over 100 bottles, and I have a distributor in Takoradi, a distributor in Kumasi, a distributor in Koforidua, even Accra have 2. And I'm still expanding.
When we come back, I want us to talk briefly about, how tough it can get for an actor, particularly in our climate. You're watching the PL show. My guest is Roselyn Ngissah, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kids, happy smile.
Welcome back. Talk to us about how tough it gets as an actor.
Or sometimes it gets really tough, especially when, a lot of people see you in a particular light and feel like, okay, you should know everything, you should have everything, even when you see certain things on the street and you feel like, okay, I could just get this, and it becomes tough because if it's 1 CD, the moment they see you, they tell you it's 10 CD.
But you come across to me like you wouldn't care.
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't. I would negotiate. But if it's 1 CD, I let it go. You don't have any privacy anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't do things discreetly anymore. Yes. And your life is out there. So that is even another stress on its own. And
but how
becomes,
do you manage your mental health? Because this, as you said, it's a very stressful venture.
So when it's time to rest, you rest. For me, I believe in sleep. Yes, because as long as I'm very tired, I must sleep. It rejuvenates me.
Who are your influences in acting?
I would say Genevieve Naji. I grew up in Nigeria. I grew up watching most of her movies, and I'm like, God, I love Genevieve. I want to be like her.
Yeah. For young people who are watching you, just as you watched Genevieve when you were in Nigeria, what would you say to them?
Whatever it is that is your vision. It might be acting, it might be you want to be a doctor, it might be whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's always a first step you need to take. Look out for it. Start. Focus. Don't get distracted. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I'm a Christian. But I apply wisdom when I need to. And I apply the principles of the word when I need to. So, yes, God can bless you. You could be a star, but if your craft is rubbish, it's rubbish. If your food isn't tasty, nobody will come and buy. If you don't know how to sew, you can pray, you can fast. Nah, you need to pay attention to whatever it is you want to do. For me, I pay attention to my craft, and then I add prayers to it, and I stay humble. That's it.
We appreciate you coming on the PL show.
Thank you for having me.
And to show that appreciation, we're giving you a gift from our sponsors.
Wow.
Kel Toothpaste brands with the Kel 360, Kel Charcoal, and Kel Kit. So what we'll do is I'll touch it symbolically to present to you, and you touch it to accept as well.
Okay, right.
So there you go. And then you touch it to accept. Thank you so much for coming. And
you
then
for
we have
having
one
me.
final gift for you as well. All the queens who come here get this as a
Wow,
gift
this
to
is
take home.
so beautiful.
And so you add it to your long lines of
Wow.
awards that you have got from your hard work.
Wow, this is so beautiful.
Thank you. And
Where
thank
do I
you too
say?
for coming.
Me need the 90 cry. Oh, me nana
For real.
Robert too.
I tell you.
Thank you so much for having me here. And I want to say a special thank you to Abiba Locks. You know, when I told her I was coming for this show, she quickly gave me this beautiful hair. And then my shoes, GH Stock, thank you. And then my dress, Mama G, she actually gave me this beautiful dress. Thank you so much. I love the way you love me. Thank you.
Since Roselyn is talking about her ensemble, let me also talk about mine. My dress is by Renee. She is at Haley's Boutique in Jawulu. That's where you find her for all the great clothes that I am wearing. And then also would like to say a big thank you to the Kel toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Kits, and Kel Charcoal. This has been the PL Show. We'll see you sometime next week. My name is Keminni Amanor. Goodbye.
Your love is sweet, pass sobolo, sobolo, so your love is sweet, K-O-E-I, Wodona Kama commemorate, paint, smile, mami, chanche, faint, kron kron vera, dio, saint.